RidgeTec official tutorial video. Thank you for choosing RidgeTec. In this video, we'll discuss adding cameras and switching SIM cards and how these relate to your monthly billing. We've made this video to apply to both Canadian and US users, and will specify any differences as we go along. The RidgeTec Lookout Dual in the US comes with SIM cards for two different networks, AT&T and Verizon. While you may already have in mind which SIM card you'll want to use, sometimes things don't go according to plan, and you may end up deploying your camera in an area where it may be unable to hold a reliable connection to a 4G network. AT&T SIMs are able to roll back to 3G when necessary, but Verizon has kicked 3G to the curb, so if you can't keep a good enough signal with Verizon, you'd want to switch. In Canada, however, our Lookout cameras ship with an AT&T SIM already installed, which front-ends Bell, Telus, and Rogers networks. So one of those carriers will appear on your camera's LCD screen when it's online, rather than AT&T. Other carriers' SIM cards are not compatible with the Lookout in Canada, so if you're trying to use a Telus SIM, for example, it will not work in the camera. Now let's get started by adding a second camera or SIM to the portal. In the US, when adding your Lookout Dual's second SIM, make sure your camera is off and take the first SIM out of your camera carefully. Put in the second SIM, power the camera to set, and go ahead and press the Menu button to enter the menu. If you're a US user who just got a second Lookout Dual, put in your SIM of choice and head into the Set menu. Use the down arrow to highlight Network and press OK. Use the arrows and the OK button to select Verizon Pool or AT&T Pool, depending on the SIM you just put in the camera. This is where our Canadian friends can jump on board to add a second camera to their portal, as they won't have to choose a network, but the process from here is similar. Back in the main menu, highlight and select ICC ID. The SIM's ICC ID number will appear on screen. Record this number however you wish. Take it down carefully though, as it's a pretty long string of numbers. If this step seems a bit familiar to you, you did this when you set up your first camera with the first SIM you used. On the portal, go to the Add Camera/Plan page and enter the new SIM's ICC ID number. Make sure to read and accept the terms and conditions before clicking the Create New Camera/Plan button. Once you do this, the second SIM will be added to your account, and if both SIMs remain active, you'll be charged an activation fee for the extra one at the time of your next billing. This fee is $6 in the US and $8 in Canada. We'll get back to this billing stuff in a bit though. Let's finish setting up the second SIM first. Return to your camera and power cycle by turning it off and returning the switch to set. Wait for the camera to connect to the network. Don't worry if this doesn't happen instantly, as it can take a few minutes. If it hasn't connected after a few minutes though, power cycle and try again. Or try going outside or to an area with better signal. Once the network name and signal number appear at the bottom of the screen, you're good to move on. Press Menu to open the menu and then use the down arrow and OK buttons to select Network Test. Wait for a pass message and then press OK. Use the down arrow and OK buttons to select Report Test. Wait for another pass message, and when you get that message, your camera is all set to go with the second SIM. If you didn't receive pass messages for either test, reselect the network, power cycle the camera, and try again. So, now that you have two cameras or SIMs on your account, you'll get charged a fee each month for the second, starting at your next billing cycle. This is all well and good if you have two cameras, but in the US, you probably don't want to pay for two SIM cards for one camera unless you plan on switching back and forth frequently. We'll take a deeper look at active SIMs and billing now. On the My Account page in the My Pool tab, scroll down past the Reserve Settings section, and you'll see Camera SIMs in Pool. Here, you'll see the SIMs you've added, whether or not they're active, some checkboxes, and a Save button. If you switched SIMs in your Lookout Dual and don't want to be charged an extra fee at your next billing cycle date, you can deselect the SIM you changed over from and click the Save Changes button. This will ensure that you only get charged to renew your pool at the next billing date and not for a second SIM card. You can find your billing date at the top of this page if you aren't sure when that would be. Above the tabs, you'll see My Account, with cycle and a number in parentheses. That number is your billing day of each month, but if your pool runs out early and you renew it manually before the renewal date, that date will change to the date you manually renewed on. Days after the 28th also read as 28, as every month has at least 28 days. There's also a more exact date and time for your billing a bit further down in the pool details section. The evening before your billing date, here is what you'll be billed for. your rate tier cost, plus an activation fee for your active SIMs -1. So for example, if you're renewing at the 5,000 photos tier, which is $11.95 in the US and $14.95 in Canada, and you have 2 active SIMs or cameras, which adds another $6 or $8 depending on your country, your monthly bill will be $17.95 in the US or $22.95 in Canada. Once again, the extra activation fee only applies to SIMs or cameras you added to your account after the first one. If you still have questions about billing, you can check out the monthly billing in the pool video on our YouTube channel. That's about all we have for adding cameras and managing your SIM cards. If and when you switch back to the other card, follow this guide again, but without the ICC ID step, as that number is already associated with your portal account. You'll just have to switch cards, reselect the network, power cycle, and do your network and report tests before managing your SIMs on the My Account page to keep from being charged for the one you're putting away for a while. We'll be back with more videos in the future. Let us know in the comments if there are any questions you have that we haven't yet covered on this YouTube channel, and we'll do our best to support you there or make a video for your issue in the future. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit us online or contact us via the methods shown on screen.